everybody, welcome to the notes for day 3. Today we're going to look at special angle pairs. There might be a lot of times today where you pause the video to get some of the wording down. Make sure you get everything down. These angle pairs come up over and over and over again throughout the whole year. Their relationships are really important, so understanding how they work with one another and what they're called and all those kind of things are really important. We're going to talk about, and the list of them is right here, corresponding angles, alternate interior angles, same side interior angles, and alternate exterior angles. And then we're going to use our algebra skills and the facts about these kinds of angles to solve some problems. All right. So some words to start, and again, pause it where you need to, but a transversal is a line that intersects two or more coplanar lines at distinct points, okay? So the transversal on this drawing is this line right here. It intersects two or more lines at distinct points, okay? Notice these lines aren't parallel. We're not even talking about parallel lines right now. We're just talking about the name for this line that intersects two other lines. So we have consecutive interior. That's the formal name. They're commonly referred to as same side interior angles. Interior means inside. So same side interior angles are literally these two angles here that are on the same side and on the inside. So 3 and 6 and 4 and 5 are some examples of same side interior angles. They lie on the same side of the transversal and on the inside of the two lines. Same side exterior angles, okay, same side exterior, pretty self-explanatory here. They're on the same side, but now these are on the outside. So 1 and 4 and then 5 and 8, okay, same side but exterior. Alternate interior angles. Alternate means like to take turns. And then interior is on the inside. So these alternate interior angles are angles that are on opposite sides of the transversal, but inside the two lines. So opposite sides of the transversal, but inside the two lines. And then we have alternate exterior, so same idea. 2 and 8 are on alternating sides of the transversal, but they're on the outside of the two lines that the transversal intersects, okay? Alternate exteriors are on opposite sides of the transversal and on the outside of the lines that the transversal intersects. Corresponding angles. Corresponding angles are angles that lie on the same side of the transversal and in corresponding positions. I like to think of this as these are angles that are at on the same spot of the intersection, just at a different intersection. Okay, so same sort of location, bottom left or top right. It's easy to think of it like that. So same kind of spot in the intersection, just in the other intersection. So they correspond with one another. Alright, so we are going to work on naming the special pair of angles cut by a given transversal. I'm going to give you some help here. So there are 7 of these problems, so I'd like you to pause the video now, and then I'll go through the 7 answers when you unpause. So pause the video, try these 7 problems that look just like this one, and then unpause it and we'll go through them. Alright, so to start, we have alternate interior angles, transversal C. So if C is the transversal, okay, line C is this one. If C is the transversal, what are some alternate interior angles? Well, alternate interior angles would be 3 and 5. And it would also, we could also say 4 and 6. Okay, 4 and 6. Okay, so 3 and 5, and 4 and 6 are our choices on that one. Here we have consecutive interior angles when A is the transversal. So let's look at A is the transversal. Consecutive interior, that's the same as same side interior. Okay, so same side interior, if A is it, so we have 4 and 12. And we also have 1 and 11. Okay, 4 and 12, 1 and 11. Those are our choices there. And you don't have to have both. Just naming one is plenty. Transversal C again, so let's highlight the transversal. I think a highlighter or a crayon or something in this unit is useful just to highlight the angles. or the transversals, however you want to do it. So we have corresponding angles, transversal C. So there's lots of choices here. Corresponding is the one that was like the same intersection. So 1 and 5 correspond. 2 and 6 correspond. 3 and 7 correspond. And then, of course, 4 and 8 correspond. So any of those would have been an acceptable answer. Let's look at here. B is the transversal now, so here's the transversal down here. Alternate exterior angles, okay, so opposite sides and on the outside. So this would be angles 7 and 11, like 7, 11, and then 6 and 10. 6 and 10 are good, okay? Opposite sides of the transversal and outside the two lines. Few more. The consecutive exterior angles. Consecutive, so same side exterior angles, given B is the transversal again. So same side, okay, but on the outside. Same side but on the outside. So that'd be like 10 and 7. And that'd be 11 and 6. Okay. Name the special pair of angles cut by the given transversal on this one. And again, we have vertical angles formed by A and B. So what vertical angles are formed by A and B? Okay, we haven't talked about vertical angles today, but we have in the past. Vertical angles are the ones that are just, they're opposite each other, formed by two. They're non-adjacent, formed by intersecting lines. This would be 9 and 11 and 10 and 12. Okay. And then the last one. Linear pair formed by B and C. Linear pair formed by B and C. So a linear pair are angles that create a line. Okay. So we have all sorts of choices right here. This would be 5 and 6. This could be 6 and 7. This could be 7 and 8. Or this could be 5 and 8. Phone. Alright, so there's all of our linear pairs. What's so special about angle pairs when lines are parallel? Well, we have a few things. So consecutive interior angles are supplementary. So 4 and 6, and this is, guys, the important thing here that you have to understand is that none of this works except for when the lines are parallel. Okay, that's hugely important. Okay, this only works when the lines are parallel. All right, that star's fat. So when the lines are parallel, consecutive interior angles, that's the one that's also known as same side, those are supplementary, meaning they add up to 180. Okay, same side interior, add up to 180. Consecutive exterior angles, okay, also, again, remembering the key things, okay, remembering the key things like the lines have to be parallel, and remembering what consecutive interior or exterior are. Okay, lines have to be parallel. 1 and 7 also add up to 180. Okay. When we have alternate interior, like 3 and 6, those are congruent. Alternate interior angles are congruent. Alternate exterior angles are congruent. So 1 and 8, those are congruent. Corresponding angles are congruent. So 2 and 6. 2 and 6 are congruent. And on this one, I want to show you something. And this is where colored pencils or crayons or something comes in handy. If you take your parallel lines, and this is only when they're parallel, only when they're parallel, only when they're parallel. But if you take them when they're parallel and color in the intersections almost like a checkerboard. So I'm going to make one color, all of those, and then I'm going to get a different color and all of those. The easy way to remember this is that if they're the same color, they're equal. Okay? So if we have two that are that color, the orange, then they're congruent. Okay? Same color means congruent. If they are different color, then they add up to equal 180. And that's a really easy way. I've had students do this in the past where they can check it, color it in like a checkerboard, okay? And then if they're the same color, they're congruent, and if they're different colors, they add up to 180. So let's take a look here. Name the special angle pair and solve for x. I'm going to walk you through this first one, and then you're going to try the rest of these practice ones on your own, and then we'll talk about them in class when you're done, okay? So name the special angle pair and solve for x. Well, and again, assume all non-intersecting lines are parallel. So it's saying if they don't intersect, they're parallel. So let's mark that parallel to that. Okay? So what kind of special angle pair is this? Well, these are, they're on the same side and they're on the inside. And you guys know math people aren't creative, so same side, interior. Okay? And then how do we solve for x? Well, let's do our coloring system and see what we got. So I'll make my checkerboard. Whoops. So those. And then these. Same color means congruent. Different color means they add up to 180. This one's purple. That one's blue. These add up to 180. 2x plus 6x plus 14 equals 180. Then I have 8x plus 14 equals 180. I have 8x equals 166, right? And then what do we have? 8x, this is, and again, most of the tests we take are going to have rounding instructions. Okay, if they don't, ask your teacher. So if it says to the 10th, then this is 20.8. If it says to the 100th or the 1000th, this is just 20.75. All right, and that's it. You're going to try the rest of these practice ones on your own, and we'll go over them in class, or you might just understand all of them and you'll be fine. All right, good luck, have fun, see you next time, bye.